Welcome to the Doing All the Things Challenge. I am Kate. We are on day 17 and I have some pretty exciting things I want to share with you regarding ketosis. For one, apparently it's not ketosis, it's ketosis. I was saying that incorrectly. But also my plan for how I'm going to get more sleep. So a couple of things I want to touch on, but first, let's go ahead and check out my sleep. Currently at 5 hours, 25 minutes last night. I'm okay with that. Not at my goal yet, but certainly feel like I will be there soon. And then I did go ahead and take my walk this morning, the 2 miles, coming in at just over, 21 minutes, 31 seconds per mile, actually higher than yesterday. So it is what it is. Again, the point is I'm walking, certainly have the determination to improve that number, but as long as I'm getting out there and walking is most important. Now let's go ahead and check out what I had for breakfast and at how many hours I broke my fast. Day 17 and breaking my fast just over 18 hours there with 2 large eggs scrambled with cheese, a whole avocado, my homemade salsa, 2 pieces of bacon, and I've got some black tea there. For a snack, I've got some super ripe raspberries with about 2 tablespoons of cottage cheese. Large. All right, as far as today's list, day 17, no alcohol, no weed, no cigarettes. Working on that 2-mile walk 5 times a week. Today was day 2. I did 1 mile over the weekend. We'll do the other one this coming weekend. Pilates, getting that in. Forgetting the increased income by $5,000. Definitely getting in the 30 different plants. I am fasting for at least 16 hours. Still have not completed that 36-hour fast for the week. Certainly eating lower carb. I will do my mindful minute here in a moment. Still cannot check sleeping 6 to 8 hours, but getting close. I am still updating and posting daily. I did work my scheduled shift, drinking at least 3 bottles of water, having tea daily. I will close my Apple Watch rings, and I did cook at home today, and I will post that Kate Heart. So there we have the list for day 17. This is really interesting. I showcased the binge eating I did on Sunday between Sunday's video and Monday. So essentially like day 15 and day 16, drank like almost 2 bottles of wine, 4 shots of Crown Apple. But I mean, I had like Taco Bell, like 2 soft tacos, a crunchy taco, nachos, all the things, right? And check it out. I am now, I didn't test yesterday. I did not think I would be in ketosis and was not expecting to already be in the large there. But here we go. This is just 2 days after a binge and already in the large for ketosis. Now, as far as our 30 plants, currently at 22 plants, and it's only Tuesday. So normally I fast, Saturday night to Monday morning, and wouldn't have some of these already, but not bad for Tuesday, more than halfway through, getting in 30 different plants for the week. Now, I am so freaking excited about the fact that I am testing in deep ketosis. So essentially on the large end there, I am so surprised because when I say I binge ate on Sunday, I mean it. And I'm talking like, I'm gonna try to list everything just because I want everyone to see how extensive that binging was, but how quickly, less than 48 hours, and I am back testing large for ketosis. So just so we all know, binged Sunday, and I'm talking starting at like midnight 01 with 4 shots of Crown Apple. Throughout Sunday, I had almost 2 bottles of wine, pretty much shared, but almost. But then I proceeded to eat, right? So I did fast. Dirty fasting Sunday is what I'm calling, like super dirty, because I'm saying that I fasted Sunday for 20 hours, but I did drink alcohol during that fast. So for me, Sunday's fast was simply abstaining from food. Super dirty though, with the alcohol in there in that fast. But fasted for 20 hours Sunday, broke that fast with 2 Supreme soft tacos, a taco Supreme, a nachos, the beefy nachos. I also had a boneless mango habanero wing, a Cajun in-bone, or a Cajun bone-in traditional wing. I don't know how many fries, probably a handful of fries. I also had another wing. I had some, like a little piece of leftover steak, salmon, a tiny little salad. Again, all of this can be seen in day 15 and day 16 because I wasn't finished eating when I posted day 15. So recapped some of my binge on day 16. But to continue on, because I think I totally missed the chips altogether in those videos. And I love chips. So when I went to the store and they had a sale, I bought 4 bags. Again, I'm eating lower carb. No, Sunday was not about lower carbs. It was about binging. So I ate 3 different chips, not the entire bags, but certainly helped myself. I call it a chip party when I mix the different chips. And we're talking Flamin' Hot Cheetos, Ruffles, the cheddar and sour cream, and Cool Ranch Doritos. I'm not done yet. I also had some mixed nuts, 2 Rolos, a mini ice cream, like ice cream bar. I think at that point, that's everything. But again, quite a bit of food. And I stopped eating at about 10 p.m. So I think I started eating around 4 p.m. on Sunday, stopped around 10 p.m. But anyway, that is a large amount of food. And then we add the alcohol in. Did not expect to test for large ketones in my urine. Was not expecting that. I am glad I tested today though, because I almost said no, there's like no way I'm in ketosis yet. Lo and behold, I am. I almost wish I would have tested yesterday, but that's over and gone. So today we have it, and just proud to report, like I did a major binge Sunday, and again, less than 48 hours and testing for large ketones in my urine. So it wasn't, and it's not just about diet. The fact that I still walked on Sunday, and I walked quite a bit actually. I think we took like 3 different mini trips to the store and did a 1-mile walk on Sunday. Also Monday, jumped back into my routine, back to no alcohol, no weed, no cigarettes, like none of that. Back to lower carb eating, back to doing that 2-mile walk 5 days a week. So I've got that in twice already this week. So not just about what I'm eating, but also about the exercise involved. I'm sure the fasting comes into play as well, but just really wanted to show, don't give up. Like if you have a day where you have binged and you're like, oh my God, when am I ever gonna recover from this and test, for ketones in my urine again? Just know that can happen quickly. Again, when we combine diet, fasting, and exercise/activity. One other thing to note regarding being in ketosis so quickly is that I do normally strive to have a clean fast, meaning water and unsweetened tea, maybe black coffee, rarely. But the past 2 days have been dirty fast. So I've had at least 2, maybe 3 cups. I think Monday was 3 cups, today was 2, I don't know. cups of coffee, with each cup containing 2 tablespoons of half and half. So we're looking at between 4 and 6 tablespoons of half and half, during that dirty fasting. But just wanted to point out too, I just was not expecting this to test in ketosis, having dirty fast for the past 2 days. But it's really just truly incredible how quickly our bodies will bounce back. And again, it's all of these factors. It's not, clean fasting, dirty fasting. It's activity, diet, fasting, all coming into play here. Now, I did want to bring up the dirty fasting. I know there's a lot of debate as far as, well, will it knock you out of ketosis or, have the same impacts as a clean fast? And this is why I recommend testing. I may be different than you. I maybe can get away with cream in my coffee. Maybe you can't. And again, just so shocked to see that I've been having at least 4 to 6 tablespoons of half and half during my fast and in deep ketosis, testing large for the ketones there. So you're not going to know unless you test and kind of play around with everything, right? Maybe you're going to have a binge day and you want to know, well, I'm getting back on track. How quickly will I now test for ketones in my urine? We don't know unless we test. So highly recommend that. And then again, there's that other part. Does having cream in my coffee disrupt the fast to where it's not reaching that state of autophagy? That I don't know, because that's a little bit more as far as those inner workings. So hopefully that gives, everyone a little bit of hope. If you've fallen off, just get right back on. I promise you're going to see those results sooner rather than later. So certainly wanted to share that with everyone. And then regarding my sleep, I wanted to share this because I thought it was pretty interesting. And it really goes back to how our diet can really impact so many different factors, right? I have started to, today actually is my first day, but I'm going to implement having a little bit of cottage cheese every day. Now, why cottage cheese? Because it contains tryptophan, which essentially helps produce serotonin, which would then produce melatonin, aiding in sleep regulation. Now, essentially cottage cheese is one of the best foods for supporting sleep. It also has to do with it's a slow digesting protein that keeps blood sugar stable, preventing late night crashes or hunger wake-ups. And then not only that, it also includes calcium and magnesium, both of which help muscles relax, improves neurotransmitter balance for deeper rest, just by eating some cottage cheese. Okay, I was like, whoa, this is awesome. So the cottage cheese, still taking that magnesium supplement. Now the magnesium supplement, the serving size is 3. I'm just taking 2. We're gonna see. I feel strongly that my sleep is going to get back on track. It has to. It was nice getting 5 and almost 5.5 hours. So to get 6 or 7, and really 7 is where I'm hoping to be, maybe 6.5. So we're going to continue to track that. Have not been able to check that goal off, I think all but maybe 2 times, maybe 3, and we're 17 days in. So certainly clearly still working toward that challenge alone. And just to show we're not going to hit every goal, every challenge, every time. We can try. We can do everything within our control to do the best that we can do. And again, that's what this is about. Doing the best we can do, showing up every day, getting, what we can accomplished and working towards what we can't. So super excited to share, the ketosis with you and how quickly I am back in ketosis. Overall, not a whole bunch going on, rather simple day today, but super excited about that. One other bit of information. I am debating getting back on the scale tomorrow. I normally do not like to weigh more than once in a week, usually Monday morning, first thing, after going to the bathroom, no fluids prior, just jumping on the scale first thing Monday morning, which I did. and we saw that 4-pound weight gain after a 9-pound weight loss the first week, right? So I am so tempted to get back on the scale Wednesday, and mainly because that 4 pounds was more than likely all that food I ate, but the water retention, inflammation, bloating. So super tempted to do that. I just don't want to be disappointed. But I do feel more encouraged being that I am, testing in deep ketosis. So we're going to see. Stay tuned tomorrow to see if I do weigh in. I'm just hoping it's a good result, like at least back down to 205 or less, right? Hoping maybe it would be even 204. That would be awesome. So stay tuned with me there. Again, don't give up. If you've gotten off track like I did, it happens. Just quickly get back on track is the best advice I could give. So I do want to thank you all again for showing up, for participating if you are, and let me know, by the way, how that's going for you, how these challenges are going for you, which ones you're participating in down in the comments. And again, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay tuned. Maybe I'll weigh in and share that weight with you all. Have a good one.